Hello! Welcome to Threeflings, where the only stream where we used to play Threeflings. But now, today, we're playing Mork Borg. And possibly some adventures from Mork Borg and or other Mork Borg supplements. Today I'll be your host, DW, and let's introduce these players before we get into the thick of it. Jess!
Oh, hey, that's me. Hey, I'm Jess. I write and stream games, and I currently have a game jam going on, so I'll link it and tell you more about it at the end of the show.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned! Draz.
Hello, I am Draz. I am a writer and an artist, and I do all kinds of stuff. And I'm here right now, playing this game.
Yes, the typical Australian, who am I? What do I do? Because we're streaming on a morning. And Zan.
Zan, you are muted.
Is muted today.
I am muted. It's like because I forgot this thing was supposed to be in front of my face.
Sorry, I cast a silent spell.
Hi, I'm Zan. I'm an artist, sometimes writer, and I love drawing mythological creatures. That's basically what I do all day, every day.
Alright, but today, what are we doing? We're playing Mork Borg. And the way we're doing it, we thought, why play one adventure when you can just roll the dice and play a bunch of them at the same time, or consecutively. Today, we're going to begin with the Mork Borg adventure that comes with the book, called Rot Black Sludge. Mork Borg has a lot of cool names. I'll give it that. Or it's also called The Shadow King's Lost Heir.
Ooh.
An introductory dungeon crawl for Mork Borg. And today we'll be using for characters, we're using the Mork Borg Scumbirther character generator, which you can find on the internet.
You can find it in Shax. I just posted
in
it.
chat. You can find it in chat.
And if you're watching this on
you.
YouTube, you can find it in the description below.
Oh, perfect.
You can find it in the club.
So we're going to be using character generators. I'm going to be using a timer to tell me when the powers that be are bored with this adventure and to just try a new one. And we're going to go from there.
Why are you using a timer when you can just be like, I'm bored, just at any time?
Because I don't get Borg with Mork Borg, Draz. That wasn't even a pun. I was just stumbling over my words. I'm like, don't say Borg. I just think with Mork Borg, it's so sayable.
Mork board.
Oh.
Thank you. All right. Let's kick into it. Okie dokie. So, in a lovely old-timey town, there is a little tavern. And in this little tavern, there is a hunched figure over a table. They are scribbling in what looks like some kind of small tome. And this figure, it's hard to say what they are. Are they a wizard? Are they an artificer? Are they a sorcerer? Are they a bard? Are they... What other characters?
Oh, this is Brooks! This is Brooks, isn't it?
What other characters?
Of course it's Brooks.
Character? I don't know. There was another one. Warlock. Oh, Warlock. There we go. Are they a warlock? Who knows? They just wear a funny hat, they've got an octopus on their shoulder, and they have cute little twisty red horns. And this wizard, artificer, warlock, sorcerer, bard appears to be scribbling in this ancient tome with some crayons. And they write, Dear Shy, we haven't been traveling together for a little while, and so it could be tough that I'm not there to read you stories while we're watching over the campfire, waiting to get ambushed. So, I'm going to write you a story and send it to you. You can read this to the other Threefs. It all started in an old-timey town, over the hills, and there was a little tavern. And in this tavern, there was 3 mighty adventurers. Oh, they were so beautiful. These adventurers were very accomplished people. Some would say hard to kill, hard to put down. But anyway, these adventurers were celebrating one of their mighty feats of taking out an evil, corrupt prince. Over beers and whiskeys and table games. They were having a good time. That is until they all started vomiting. Ah! Blah! Blah! They're puking their guts out. There was chunks. I don't know why, but their insides were shredded. Ah! And they were chucking it all over the place. Oh, they died such painful deaths. And then 3 other enterprising characters snuck up behind them, pulling knives, and severed their heads. Yay! These heads, they all took 1 each. Or they can swap them around, that's up to the players. And we thus enter. The 3 mighty heroes of Galgenbeck have been poisoned, mutilated, beheaded, and now their heads are in the lovely hands of you 3 characters.
Yay!
Yay!
You three have now some lovely, bountiful parcels to deliver to your Queen Barthul, the queen of your hidden organization of assassins. And holy hell, these heroes have been kicking up a storm. Queen Barthul wants them dead. You need to bring Queen Barthul the heads of these 3 heroes. These 3 lovely, gorgeous, beautiful, accomplished heroes. In case their esteemed wizards can resurrect them yet again. And so, let's introduce our lovely assassins. Ill reputes of the of what you would call the family of Queen Barthul. Let's go with the same order that we introduced our players in.
My name's Margar, and I'm made out of mushrooms. And I've got a hair full of cockroaches and a mouth full of phlegm.
Yeah.
I've got a portable laboratory and a femur. And in addition to my own femurs. That's what I got.
Hi, I'm Rezi. I am Brooks's approximation of Adara, because, as I kid you not, this is randomly generated. I did not, create Adara again like I did for the first Mork Borg game. This is what I got when I opened up Scumbertha. I am Rezi. I have 30 or so teeth that are sharp and protruding. And, yeah, I use them to bite people. I'm prone to substance abuse. I have chronic athlete's foot. I stink, and I'm a pyromaniac.
Well, we know that Idara's religion has certainly taken hold. Oh. All right. Oops.
And
That
Sam,
might have actually been appropriate for my character.
Shrouded in darkness.
Shrouded in darkness. I am Gutterborn Scum. My
Nice.
name is Vatan, and I am
Vatan.
vindictive, bitter, and my hands are caked with sores, and I already have a bet riding on the outcome of this job.
What's the bet?
That we'll get
Die.
back within a certain amount of time. We'll be
Oh,
early.
you're a speedrunner.
Oh yeah, I'm a speedrunner. That's partially why I probably push you all into overwhelming this group rather than giving them a chance to fight back.
Yes.
And my lamp is determined to just be off. There we go.
Whoa! You found the rogue. And speaking of speedruns, you're gonna want to get these heads to Queen Barthul because you can hear, if you know, in the silence of what you've just done and the plans you make for the journey ahead. So you're pointing your finger there, Jess. Is that for me? Oh.
Nope. I just saw that I could daily create 2 randomly determined potions. So I was just deciding that I would do that because I would have done that already.
Nice. This is your potion finger.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm brewing potions while you talk, finger.
I was like, no, you told me no or yes or sing this in a tune. Sing this in a tune, DW. So speaking of speed runs, we've got to get these heads.
Speaking of speed runs, it's like we have these heads. I've got a deadline to meet, and I'm assuming we know where we're going, but we probably don't have a way to get there. So I would love to steal some transportation.
Ooh, nice. So, all you know, because this is a hidden, shadowy clan cult of assassins we got here, and a good assassin leader, you know, they're gonna have a hidden hideout that the lowest of the low of their clan, yourselves, don't know where it is. So you're gonna have to make contacts with upper echelons of your guild to get to Queen Barthul. And everyone knows Queen Barthul wants these heads.
And we didn't work this out beforehand.
Yeah,
because we're the lowest of the low, and we did not think this through.
Well, you know that you've got to meet a contact that is hidden in the dungeon of... Let's sludge... The Accursed Den. A place no free man would willingly go. A place called the Accursed Den.
Well, I am definitely this sneaky, stealthy person. I would love to sneak into this place and speak to
your contacts, which will let's roll a random. So I'm going to be using a lot of charts because Mork Borg has some good ass charts here. And their name is Karg Vitan. Sounds nice. Karg Vitan.
Does sound nice.
So, I'll go with you.
I mean, we're all going together. This is our collective job.
Are we?
Are we? I sure we're like working as a team, right? Not like competing against each other.
I'm more saying, can I trust you to stealth? Because that's what I'm figuring I'm doing.
I can go Invisorous, so I'm just gonna do that. You won't even see me.
Well, you I might take along. Can you go Invisorous?
Which stat is the stealth stat?
That would be agility.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, I have a 0 in agility, so at least it's not a minus.
At least it's not a minus. That's right.
I have that too, but
I'm perfectly average at stealth.
Okay, and so from this cute little tavern in this old-timey town across the hills, you make your way to the deep forests.
Wait. I just realized
approach the Accursed Den.
That's not right. Actually, I'm clumsy and dull-witted, so I need my agility test a 2+. So I have to roll higher to stealth. So I might be average in agility, but I am so clumsy that I probably will. It makes it harder for you. Yeah.
Okay, and is there anything you want to take with you from this town, aka steal, for this?
Heads.
The heads.
Yeah,
you've already got the heads.
But
got the heads, and you need all 3 as well. So if one of you falls, it's up to another to reclaim that head.
I would also love to steal some transportation.
Okay, no worries. Okay. I'm going to get you to... Okay, there's a small town. They have wagons, carts, horses, donkeys. And you know that this could be an arduous adventure that takes you places deep within caverns, across fields. What do you want to steal from this town?
I'd say a wagon's a bit too conspicuous.
Steal a goat.
I'm gonna steal
that's
some
not
rope.
a bad idea.
If we're going into caverns, rope might be useful.
Yeah, it's if there's a large enough goat, maybe, but if not, I'd consider the donkey's probably the best way to go.
Okie dokie. Plenty of livestock around here. As you exit the small little tavern, you make your way to the edge of town, passing some farms. You can try and roll a... Let's see who's here. Let's roll a d4 for random encounters. Okay. So you're at one of the farms on the edge of town. This one looks quite haggard. The fences that surround this farm are almost like barricades. They are thorned and spiked pieces of wood facing outwards. On them you see a lot of chunks of meat and carapace. There is a light on as it is approaching evening in the farmer's house. But there are cows, horses, and donkeys in a pen.
I'm gonna try for the donkeys.
All right. Let's get a quick little check to scale that wall. Let's do an agility to not get spiked.
Okay, now...
This is made for intruders.
What sort of roll do I
So
use?
D20, your agility stat, and let's say you got to beat. This is difficult. 14.
Okay. Just gonna. And I'm not using anything like stealthy because that's. I don't know. It says all presence and agility tests have their DR reduced by 2.
Okay, then in that case, 12. Gotta meet a beat 12.
And it says normal tests are D10 instead of a DR10 instead of DR12. Oh, okay. That's just describing it. Okay. So that's a 13.
13, nice. Beat it by 1. You scrabble over this spiked barricade of a fence into the donkey pit, and now you're over the other side. You can see the gate latch. Did I say donkey pit? Donkey
Yes, you did.
You slide on the mudslide into the donkey pit. You grab the most robust-looking donkey and throw a rope around it and start leading it out. You've got a gate latch there, and so that seems to be actually pretty easy now. You made that attempt to get inside there. There's a few bits of smelly meat that was on the fence that kind of gets caught on your clothing, some kind of thick carapace. And you meet up with the group.
That's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, you meet up with the group, and you can proceed to the dark forest.
Was I able to get?
I forgot to bet on my getting these donkeys. I'll have to remember next time.
Bet a donkey on it. Yeah.
Was I able to get rope, or should I roll to find?
I feel like you can easily steal rope. There's rope everywhere. It's like a main tool of the land.
Nice.
As you click the hinge of the gate open and start to swing that gate open, bits of chunks of meat and carapace fall off. You hear from roughly the left of the group a thick mulching of dirt and grass and the earth itself kind of lifts up in like a large, almost cow-sized trapdoor of dirt, mud, and sticky web as what crawls out. Content warning! A thing called nesting death is a large spider that seems to be waiting for that gate to be opened. Clambers out and just starts sprinting for you. First encounter! Do players go first or second? Players go first. So this is about mid-range distance. A hound-sized spider pushes out of the earth, and you can see a bunch of bones. There's cow skulls, sheep skulls, just burst out of the ground as it just starts sprinting towards you in the gate. You have a donkey. What do you do?
I might have a donkey, but I have a feeling if I try to run away on the donkey, this thing is just going to come after us. So, I do have this giant warhammer.
We can't run away until we're out of aggro range.
Yeah. How much does the warhammer cost? 40k.
Oh.
How did you afford that warhammer?
I don't know. I probably stole it. Anyway.
Put headed eagle emblazoned on the side of that warhammer.
So I make an attack roll?
So you're gonna wait for it to come at you?
Yeah.
Do we know anything about this kind of spider?
It just seems to be a big ass spider. It's just one of the creatures of the lands. That,
wait.
You know,
Like, would
this
it eat
bad
soup?
livestock.
Would it eat
soup? Probably
this
not.
Okay.
This is the perfect opportunity to bet something. I bet I can knock that spider on its ass.
Ooh,
Oh,
who are you
yeah.
betting with?
I'll take that bet.
I bet 2 silver.
Oh,
I'll take that bet.
nice. Okay, what is these characters? Margarg and Rezi. What are you doing?
Oh, where are we in like relation? Because I assume we didn't go into the donkey pit with. So like, I assume we're like
No, you're just outside the gate. You're just outside the gate. Kind of an L between Spider,
Okay.
the two of you, and Donkey Pit. So the three of you are basically together, just outside.
Yeah, I think Rezi would charge right in and attack.
Okay.
Yeah, Rezi has
Margarg?
a scimitar, the brown scimitar of Garganbeck, as well as a bite attack. So like, and also Rezi has a 13, a +3 toughness. So like, very equipped to fight.
Margarg.
Margar's not very equipped to fight. And his plan of feeding the spider southern frog stew to make it ill is not gonna work. So instead, Margar is just gonna dip his femur in some red poison.
Femur. Oh, nice. Okay.
And
So first up, we've got Rezi. You charge forward and make an attack against this nesting death.
Nice. That is that is a failure.
Oh, a failure. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a crit fail.
No.
Good.
So yeah, Rezi just swings, I just misses. Whoops.
Yep. You swing. This thing is fast. It's probably a good thing you're running at it, because you probably would not outrun this thing. And you managed to almost land a glancing blow, but it has a thick carapace. Probably some of the stuff that you saw on the walls of this barricade.
It might be a spider farm.
Yeah. He should make a spider farm.
Donkeys?
No, to keep the spiders out from killing the donkeys. Yeah. Okay, and then the hound spider is going to retaliate against you. So, and then when it gets to the other two, then because you're holding your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Rezi, I'm going to get you to roll an agility defense check.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. Ooh, nice. Okay, there is crits, natural 20. So you can defense. You gain a free attack.
Hey, so
as it
try to
rears
swing
up
the
and
sword
goes to-
again. Okay,
it
yeah,
rears up to
that's a
bite.
success. Yeah,
Nice.
I rolled a 15 and I needed a 10, so 1d6
Roll some
damage. That is 5 damage. It says there is a 1 in 6 chance a wounded enemy is smitten with potent sepsis, dying in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm not sure
Roll
if
it.
I should roll that or you should roll that.
I'll get you to roll it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
On a
I
6,
rolled a
is it?
3.
Ooh. As it rears up with its burying its fangs and going to push them through your skull, you manage to just take a step back and uppercut it with your Scythe of Galgenbeck, doing
is it
5
up?
damage, which is pretty chunky in Mork Borg. That's not bad. That's not bad. And you cleave, and it's under the carapace, and it kind of separates that middle gap right down the insect seam, as it starts to bubble and boil of just this kind of pale, thick white ooze.
Ooh.
Nice. You did not get hit by that attack. Okay, and then the other two, now it's kind of for a little bit forlorn. You can just rush in and take a swing if you wish.
Yeah, I definitely have to knock it on its ass because that's what
And
the
you
bet
don't wanna lose the
was.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna try and swing my my hammer. Not a critical fail, but it was pretty darn close.
Oh no.
Fail. Okay, that's all right. And Margard.
I got a
You're gonna
14. What does that mean?
No, that's good. That's a hit.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
but
just
the
needed to roll a 12.
Oh,
the
cool.
thing is also I lost the bet, so therefore,
Oh no!
I mean, you didn't say
if I
instantly.
lose, I raise and bet again, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, I lost that one, but I'm
Double.
totally going to knock its teeth out with the next hit, and
I'll take that
yeah, now I'm betting
Teeth?
now I'm betting 4
Oh.
silver in
You
Oh,
need
addition
well,
to the
spiders
2.
some teeth!
I'll take that bet.
So,
So, this femur does a d4 damage. I rolled a 3. And with
not
the
bad.
poison, it has to make a toughness DR 12 or lose a d10 of HP.
oh, it make I roll for this one. Okay. Oh, it rolled a 2. Bad.
Okay.
It
Ooh.
fails.
So minus
Oof,
d10 of
oof.
HP.
Oh! Hell
And it
yeah.
does have a thick carapace, which is soaking the most minimal of damage. So, let's say thin carapace.
Okay.
And this is nesting death from the random encounters
Mm.
table. FYI. So how much damage? 3 plus...
3 plus minus 10 d10 HP from the poison.
Okay, so roll a d10.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you wanted to do it or if you wanted me. 7. So
7.
damage.
Damn!
Nice. You whack into
brutal.
the split opening that Resi created with their scythe, and you just whack into there with your stupid bone that you found somewhere. That's kind of poison. So the bone itself just kind of makes this boom, and as you kind of force it into this gap, and you just shove it in there and wiggle the poison through its intestines, and the spider reels back,
Do spiders
pulling
have
the bone.
intestines? This one does.
They got it. Maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got intestines. Just little
Okay.
teeny ones. They're really hard to see when you eat
Okay.
them. And yeah, it gets poisoned to shit as you waggling this poison bone around in its guts, and you pull it free as the spider stumbles back, rears up to make another attack, and does that Skyrim spider crashes to the ground.
Well, this is Skyrim this whole time.
Yes.
I didn't realize.
So it's double or nothing, right? So that's 6 silver to me.
Hell yeah.
No, I still have a chance. I'm going to try and take a hit and not get teeth out. I didn't say it had to
Go
be
for
still
it.
standing,
Go for it.
but I have to hit it.
It is these 2 fangs.
I feel like you've
Take a
lost the
swing.
bet if you're hitting
I rolled a
it
crit
dead.
fail. This is the best thing that could have happened.
Okay. a crit fail, you take a big swing, and you just you go for its fangs, and in its death throes, just and you swing into its mouth, and as it you crunch through its skull, and it just and snaps the handle of your warhammer.
Oh.
And your warhammer is now destroyed.
Damn, it was worth 4K. And now
It was worth $40,000. That warhammer. Ugh. That warhammer cost Age of Sigmar.
Oh.
In dollary dues.
Well.
But now you have a donkey, so easy come, easy go. Now you have a donkey, you can make it to probably easier trek through the dark forest.
Think of how many femurs come with that donkey.
Yeah.
A lot of hammers.
That's fair. So now I just have this broken wooden stake.
Now you have a stick that you can fashion into a stake.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or a
And
fillet.
you're 6 silver down. But who's counting, really?
Now it says if I lose, I have to raise and bet again.
Oh no.
However, I've already done that, so
Yeah,
we'll
maybe
wait
the next
until the
bet.
next instance before I have to do that again. But
You weave your way through the edge of the dark forest to the accursed den. The trees here are gnarled and rip at your clothes, and throughout this section of the forest, you can see a lot of webs, but there appears to be no spiders that have weaved them. In fact, you can hear the natural sounds of the forest, like the birds and tiny little animals seem to be thriving, so no threat here. Maybe you killed it already. Then you make your way to where the accursed den is. It is a small mound in the middle of the forest that has almost like a rend in the earth that is kind of cracked open over time and revealed this dungeon. You descend down the wide steps with your donkey.
Yeah.
Oh, because this is a high lethality game. What do you want to name your donkey?
Oh no!
I'm
You're
going
to make
to-
us attached to the donkey and then I'll die in 5 minutes.
I'm going to name the donkey Mo.
Mo. Alright. Mo he's and Mo haws as the three of you descend into the dark, accursed den. Now let's roll D8 of things you may see and hear. Ooh, D8. Okay. As you descend. Really? Okay.
Did it roll
That's
no
a good
enemy?
sign.
I rolled the wrong chart.
Okay, I'll...
You descend the steps, damp with mildew. There's tree roots dripping from the ceiling. It's getting pretty dark in here. Does anyone have any lanterns or fire?
Yeah, I've got a water skin.
You got a water skin.
Same.
I
got-
Maybe we should have stolen
No.
some fire.
And a tent.
I got some lard and a stick.
Hey,
What could
that's
go
a fire
wrong?
right there.
Oh,
What
yeah.
could go wrong?
Tear
You
up
can
my
make it-
tent and use that lard and stick it on the femur, and that's a torch.
Uh-huh.
That's a torch. I saw that in the Indiana Jones documentary.
Yeah, well,
that-
your
that
femur
exists.
looks like it makes a better weapon than my stick right now, so let's use my stick as the torch.
Nice ingenuity. Ingenuity? That's a new skill.
Indianity. That's what it's called.
So-
Indianity.
So, one thing about the description of this lard is that it says it may function as 5 meals in a pinch. So I'm going to use like 1 meal of this this lard.
Nice. All right, you
To-
cover them with
5
cloth and
meals
fire.
for what?
I think they're talking like
Like just
Really?
eating lard with a spoon?
Yes.
yeah.
right.
I think just in terms of keeping you alive for that
Okay.
long. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be pleasant, but it'll keep you alive.
Yeah.
How many
Keep you alive.
spoonfuls of lard is, a day's rations?
I'm gonna say it's like a pretty thick jar.
Medicine, go down. The
Yeah.
medicine, go down.
Let's
It's a
get off
thick,
this
goopy
topic.
jar. All right, so you fashion a torch out of the lard, ripped tent cloth, and your warhammer stick, and now you can see. You can see it descends downward, and there is 2 large double doors that seem to be the entrance of this dungeon.
All right. Now.
Oh, and there's like a small little river. There's like a little not river, but like there's a small just stream of water that is like kind of crossing the room.
Can we cross it without any
Water.
problems, or do we need to like figure out how to get across?
Does it look like it's deep?
As you go inch forward, it is not deep. You can easily walk over it, and flittering over the water, black violet butterflies. They flap happily over the water.
Aha.
That's suspicious in a Mork Borg game.
As you inch forward, you can see you're at the creek now. I keep saying creek just because I'm like macro looking at this map. As you step over the stream, you can see that your torch has illuminated a second door to the right.
Ooh.
Doors are
Fancy.
good. Doors are very good. So I definitely want to check out that door.
Okay. You walk to the door to the right. As you inch closer to the doors, you can hear faint violin music. It can be heard from behind behind both doors.
Both of them? Is it like the same song, or like is it like two rival violin players in 2 different rooms, like duking it out?
It seems like the same violin is being played, and it's kind of echoing through.
Okay.
So wherever it is, it's probably pretty loud.
Is it like louder behind one of the doors, or is it like about the same?
No, about the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm going to try and just take a peek behind the door.
Okay. Which one?
The one to the right, I think you
The
said?
one to the right. Okay. To do a stealthy one, let's get maybe a
I'm going to hand off my torch,
agility.
and I'm going to stealth
That's
up
smart.
and
I'll grab the
see
torch.
if I can...
Yeah, do an agility one. Because it'll be lower. But it'll be easier by 2 for you.
It'll be easier by 2.
Yeah.
That's a... Wow! I might have to switch out my dice because I have not rolled above a 5 in quite a while.
Who?
You try and keep the
was
door
one
open.
Like, you better not fuck this up with your stealth.
I know.
You try and creak the door open, just carefully and slowly, and nothing happens. It's aged and weathered, and you kind of put more pressure, and it only gives a few inches, but it is loud.
Yep.
As it suddenly gives. And as you see inside, as it crunches open, you see inside is some kind of library or bedroom. And
Shiloh,
as the door inches open, cool and slightly smoky air kind of rushes out to you. Inside, you see there's a pair of torches that are dimly glowing. There's 2 beds, a gigantic bookshelf full of looks like old, obscure literature.
Well,
A
this
bedside
looks like
table.
a perfect place to take a short rest.
A bedside table, withered
Is there
flowers and a
violinist?
clay vase. No, you do not. And then you see there is a bedside table with a clay vase with some withered flowers on it, and to the north there is another wooden door. And draped on the beds, there are on 2 beds. On one bed there are 2 skeletons, and on the other bed there is 1 skeleton, and they're draped like they've been tossed there. Or
okay, I was
they've been
like,
dropped
they're
there.
sleeping.
Funny you say that, Draz, because it's the description says 3 slumbering skeletons, and as you fail that stealth check, the skeletons immediately start twitching and clanking as dark magic assembles their bones together. Yeah, and they twitch.
And here I am, standing in the open doorway without a weapon. I'm going to grab the 2 torches off the wall and try and use them as weapons.
You sprint into the room to grab these torches, and
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins and the skeletons go first. As you run into the room, into the middle, and start grabbing at a sconce and pulling at it, you grab 1 torch, and skeletons they pull from beneath the bed sheets. Let's see. A 1 pulls from the bed sheets a jagged scimitar. That was the one by itself. And they are going to attack you. So roll me
they are.
3 defense, which is agility.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Okay,
Okay, so I got a critical fail, and an 11, and a 7.
Okay. So that's 3 fails.
Holy shit!
And one is a critical one. Fail for defense is you take. Do you have any
Goodbye,
armor?
cruel world.
Do you have any armor?
Do you have an omen you could use?
Yeah.
I do actually have 1 omen.
But also 3 attacks, so you fail.
It doesn't say anything about armor.
Okay, so you have no armor. So if you wish to make a reroll, you can use an omen.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and reroll that critical fail just in case.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to do that.
And that's another 11.
Okay, but at least it's not a crit fail.
At least it's not a crit fail.
That would have been
I could
rough.
possibly survive this.
Yeah, the 2 skeletons to your left on the bed together, they kind of rear up. Their parts of their bones are still interlinked, and as they were just a pile, as they rip into 2 individual skeletons, there's still bits of like dried meat, like of desiccated flesh there. Like these weren't clean skeletons. These are aged people, and they make. They just come at you like with their with their bony hands, and they do. Oof, that's a 4 and a 3, 7 points of damage.
Yep, I'm dead.
As they just start tearing into you, and biting and just shoving their bony fingers into your flesh and just like peppering you with pocked holes. And the one with the scimitar stands up slowly, dragging its massive sword.
Right before death, I say, I bet I'm not gonna die.
20,000 silver. As you hear this, and you hear them yelling from the room, and then you hear us as the other 2 are just stabbing you and you're bleeding out to death. It kind of walks over and then holds its scimitar up and just bisects you down the center.
Yay! Can we just close this door?
Yeah, you can. As they were the only one in the room.
I will say though that I had one of the heads with me.
Oh,
yeah.
So you can do that.
Fuck, we do need to be in that room, huh?
And plus I do have items that you can scavenge.
Do you think they want soup? Do you think they'll eat soup?
They don't have intestine. I don't think they can. I think it'll just go right through their bodies.
But now it's the place. Now it's the place turn.
And turn Invisorous and get the head, because they won't notice if the head's being pulled by invisible people.
Yes, and the door really won't make a noise when you open it, so you open it a second time.
Okay, maybe we just have to beat the shit out of some skeletons.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
I think we need to take out the one with the scimitar first. I want a second scimitar.
So are you going invisible and sneaking in?
No.
Are they coming through the door, or are they like going back to their beds?
the door's open enough if you haven't closed it. You can see they're just standing around, like they're not doing anything.
Okay.
So if I
haven't-
hadn't
they haven't
entered the
noticed you.
room, this is all for nothing, and I think that is a great epithet for Vatan.
And on the floor, you can see this bisected Vatan with like just holes everywhere, bleeding out, and there's just like two halves of them, and you can see their head just dangling precariously off their belt.
Well, I have a bag that holds 10 items, so basically I have all my items in this bag, which
Yes.
might
Me
be...
16 silver, or 14 silver. So.
I mean, I had 32 silver total, so you'll have all of that added to yours.
You can see the bag has been split when they got bisected, and the head is kind of like poking out of it. It has a nasty gash down one side.
Yeah, you can also see that
Scimitar.
there's some other interesting items in the sack, like there's a scroll in there
Ooh.
that
Ooh,
I didn't
scrolls
even
are
use
powerful.
at all.
Mm.
So here's the thing. I have that scroll that could turn me invisible. If I cast it and like fail my presence check to do the scroll, I'll die.
Mork Borg, everyone!
So I could try and go in there invisible. I know that I might die that way, or we could just go in there and battle it up. And like, I
let's just
also
battle
might
it
die
up.
that way. Just one.
Here's
to
the
let
thing,
you know.
if we battle and we both die, then we'll have a fresh set of 3 characters that can go into that room.
And get so
I feel
much
like this-
stuff.
This room just becomes like the flesh funnel,
Yeah.
the meat funnel, you know.
Like when you play a video game where you have to loot your dead corpse from a previous one, and you can see like
Yeah.
in
And
Nier
you keep-
Automata, where you see like a ton of dead bodies, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
no, something bad is gonna happen here. All right, let's go in.
You're going in?
Leroy
Alright.
Jenkins.
You both rush in, and you can make your
Yeah.
attacks to either of these creatures, any of these creatures. So
I'm going for the
scimitar
one
one?
with the scimitar.
I
Yeah.
got a 17.
Oh, that's a hit, yeah.
Yes, I succeeded because I also got a 17!
Oh, nice, yeah, roll some damage.
So
D6.
when I make
I got 3 damage. And
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
when I make my potions, I roll
Mhm.
a d4 to see how much there are, and so I rolled 2 doses. So I'm gonna say there's 1 left on this thing. So that was 1 damage from the femur, but then they have to do that check if they're immune to poison. Otherwise, it's just unless they don't take poison damage because there's
Yeah,
guidelines.
I was also
much-
wondering that because
how much damage,
like,
Jess?
do they take sepsis? Like, do they have a chance to get sepsis from my poop scimitar?
Yeah, magical skeleton. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's a toughness DR12.
So how much damage do you do with your femur?
1.
1, okay.
What?
So between the two, you go and bash it. It's going to do a toughness check. It passes. Bony
Okay.
resilience, I'm going to say it's called. It just rolled high. And what was your thing, Jazz?
I rolled 3 damage with my scimitar, and I was wondering if there would be a chance for the skeleton to die of sepsis, like to get
Yeah, let's
sepsis.
do it.
From my...
It's
Alright.
like a weird magic thing.
Yeah, I
Skeletons
rolled
are
a
weird
2,
magic.
so
They've got bits
I
of
should-
flesh.
I assume we're just gonna do it, like, if I roll a 1, it'll happen. So
Sure.
I assume that didn't work.
Or 6. Alright. You bash into this, the skeleton standing over the body holding a scimitar. It gets knocked around. Its one of its arms bones gets shattered, its ribs get shattered. You can see its spine just at a certain angle, and it's like a fracture runs up its skull. It's not looking good. It looks like you could just kick this thing over, but it is still up and running. And players go first this time. For the
Yeah.
next round.
Okay, so we just have to roll another attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
or
that's so scary.
whatever you want to do.
That's a 15. I succeed.
Nice. Yes.
17 again. It was like at 7 and then clicked back to 17.
I got another 3 damage.
Okay, as Rezi, you run in and just, with your scimitar, just kind of reverse, so it does like bludgeoning, you just bash it over the head and its head just crumbles and crushes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Beneath the scimitar of Galgenbeck. And you pass through its ribs, and it just shatters into loose bones now on the floor, including dropping its jagged scimitar.
I grab the second scimitar.
You grab a second scimitar.
Dual wield in this game.
I mean, you can, but you only make one attack.
That's true.
So that one's dead. You can make that attack against just against one of the other two, which is a success. So yeah, roll some damage.
3.
3. You just smack the skull with your femur, shattering half the skull in. Now it's kind of like, it's not looking good, but there's one skeleton that is just hands bloodied from Vuitton's gore. And I get to roll a special check. Ooh, I rolled low.
No.
At this stage, this skeleton, after getting its head half shattered in by Margarg, with a femur, mind you, with a bone, a lot of bone action happening here, they stop and go, and they look at each other, and go, and they like slink back and get into the bed and pull the covers over their heads as they fail
was
the
that
morale
a morale check? Yeah.
So I was like, do they think we're friends because like I also use bones?
Oh, maybe.
That's just
They're like, ooh, a fellow bone pal.
Alright. Time to loot our old friend's body.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
you can grab
Vuitton's
that
death was completely pointless. I love it.
I do this in memory of you.
all the time.
I remember you losing all of your stuff to me. So
Yeah,
I take it in your
I'm letting you have all of the silver because, you know, you want all those beds anyway, so it feels like weird to, like, take money even, like, because I didn't do any bets until, like, the very last bit, and I think, like, that doesn't hardly count. So I think that you get all the money.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 32 silver, and then there's
32
4
pieces
meals.
of silver? Are you Judas Iscariot?
You know?
Sorry.
Even more reason for him to die. Okay, let's
Jesus, Trisket did not like that joke.
Oh.
Yeah, Trisket is a devout Christian.
All right.
all right. So then there's 4 meals worth of lard.
Do you want to split the lot?
Yeah, let's split the lard.
Let's split the lard. Just put it in your pocket.
Do it evenly. There's a telekinesis scroll.
Okay.
Oh.
You can move an object up to 1d10 times 10 feet for 1d6 minutes.
What is your presence? Because you already have the scroll, so like I'm kind of inclined to give it to you because I have a -1 in presence.
Cool, I have a 0 in presence, so I'll
Yeah,
take it.
you're slightly
Yeah,
better.
-1.
Yeah, he said the
Skull's
sack
great.
was damaged. It says it's for 10 normal-sized items, and then there's a water skin with a day's and 1 day's worth of food.
Cool. Do you want that? Because I have a water skin
Yeah.
with 3 days worth of food.
Okay, yeah. I'll grab that.
Oh. That's a secret
Is that
timer.
the boredom thing?
That's a secret timer. From the door to the north, you can still hear the sad violin music. And you feel a kind of heat and a rotten stench emanating from behind the... roll me roll me a presence check, both of you.
That is a failure because I got a 5.
I got a 9!
Oh, 9. You can hear murmuring, like, the odd... You can't tell what it is, but there's definitely something in the next room.
Huh. Let's go recklessly. I mean, like, we've defeated those skeletons easy. Like, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Yeah, we kick ass. We're literally the best.
Yeah.
Dealers and dragon stealers ever.
You're the best. Around.
I wonder if I'm in the next room.
I was about to say, I bet Zan's next
who's in the
character
next?
is there.
Who's in the next room? Mm-hmm. Who's going in?
I am.
You creak open the door, and that rotten stench and heat kind of hits you as you see inside. There's a fireplace, blazing hot, way too hot actually. Someone needs to dull this fire down because it's starting to fill with smoke. Someone doesn't know how to manage a good fireplace. There's debris about, which you can tell some. It looks like it's been thrown into the fire just to keep going, to stave off this cold. You see a door to the staircase to the north, and 2 doors to the left. And inside, sitting around on chairs, kind of standing over the fire, are 4 guards.
Oh.
As they turn to you and say, "Oh, what we got here, eh? Oh, you dealt with skeletons, huh? All right.
Yeah.
So what brings you into this little accursed den, huh? Eh? I mean,
Did we have a code phrase for our contact?
You did.
Or is that just like the thing that we have to say when we make
It's the kind of thing that you say. Your contact will know you. One of the guards turns to the other and says, well, looks like they carry a bit of stuff here, huh? Yeah. Tell you what, we'll let you through. I mean, we're just common guards, you know. We're not paying nearly enough for this shit. So, about what you got? Tell us what you got.
Do you want 2 meals full of lard?
One of them perks up and leans back and goes, I mean, I could use it. You use lard for so many things, especially for spicing up that cooking, you know?
Yeah.
Vegetables, you just put a teaspoon of lard, drizzle it over the fire. A little bit of salt. Goes a long way. Goes even further if you got any silver.
I'm gonna scratch my head and pull out one of the cockroaches that lives there. I just hand that to him.
Let's see. We'll fucking roll a morale test.
I got better than silver.
He fails. I'm gonna say he goes.
Friend.
Magic, you say? Magic is weird in these parts. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I can see you got some scrolls poking out there, so I feel like you're one of those weirdos, huh? Alright. He goes down to the debris, pulls out a little box, and says, can you put him here? Does he have a name?
Yes.
And it is?
Yes.
His name is Yes.
He's a very informative cockroach.
Oh, is that his power?
He's really into the power of positive thinking.
Oh, wow, he's in the right hands, eh? We're all positive thinkers here.
Whenever you're like, yes! He's just there with you.
Oh, okay.
Boosting
Well, we
you
won't
up.
overuse that, okay? Alright, team. No one use the YES word until we're really, we want to use this power. Okay. Alright, so, I think I know where you want to go. As one of the guards stands up, and says, maybe we'll get, one of us to escort you, eh? This is pretty good. Some lard, magic cockroach. Not bad, not bad. Okay, yeah. Off you go. Through the door. Fuck off.
You take care with your new family now, little buddy.
I'm realizing, did we leave behind our donkey?
I'll look after him. No, you don't. You put your donkey through, and as the guard he says to escort stands up, and that is Zan's new character.
All right, so I walk up and I say, I approach. Okay, so my character approaches, and you see a bit of a resemblance to Vatan. Basically waves hello and says, "Hey, I'm Vagal."
Vagal.
Vagal. I am the scum under the nail of the finger on the hand from the arm of Queen Barthul.
Which you know
you're one
is
of
the secret
us.
phrase to identify each other. And you head down the stairs. The stairs lead down as the guards the remaining 3 guards kind of pile around this cockroach in a box. One of them's just slurping lard with his finger out of this jar. And you make your way down these creaky wooden stairs.
And one thing I forgot to mention is that Vagal is being followed around by a golem.
Oh, you've got a golem.
I do.
A little strange creature just tunnels after them, and no questions asked.
I'm just I know it's as in a stone golem, but I'm also just imagining golem from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I'm kind of imagining them made out of either stone or dirt, and they're just kind of small.
They look like a little Skylanders creature. All right, that's enough from Mork Borg. Blackrock, cut.
Thanks, everybody. Game's over.
Thanks, everyone. Game's over. New game. All right, so now, as you descend the stairs in the accursed den, you arrive to a room that is on the ceiling. Appears to go from carved stone into kind of just chipped cavernous and kind of a cavernous space as it opens up into a large kind of antechamber. In the center of this antechamber is black rot sludge. Yeah, it's Brooks getting bored as they write the story. This black rot sludge, it's bubbles. You can see some large mass slithering around in this goop. And at the edge of the landing, there is looks like a small little raft with a kind of stick to push yourself through. And there is a person there. They are in tattered red rags. They have a kind of a pointy, wide-brimmed hat. They steep over what looks like a kind of banner that is just completely stained and soiled. And there was an image on there at some point, but it's too hard to tell. As he turns his head and says the phrase that I told everyone to say. That says, I am the scum under the nail of the finger on the hand from the arm of Queen Barthul. On the raft. We've been waiting for you.
The raft.
Yeah.
Do I see a raft?
Yeah, so there's that little raft with a stick kind of like a gondola you can push yourself through.
Nice.
Ah, cool.
Follow through the cavern. Take 6 lefts, and then a right. Once you're there, you're into the swamplands.
Going in a circle.
6 lefts and then a right. 6 rights and then a left. Because the thing about my character is consistently loses important items and forgets vital facts. So,
that's fun.
It's
6 lefts, 1 right, and that'll take you to the swamplands. And once there,
sounds good.
Once there, you just pass through, and you'll be right at the hover transport.
Cyborg time. I can't wait.
I'm guessing. just go for it there.
All right.
Let's go.
And now we're playing Putrescence Regnant, the vinyl soundtrack of the Mork Borg adventure. All right, let's look at this thing here. All right. Okay, so you enter the sludge. You enter the raft upon the sludge, and you pile on. One of you can do the piloting with the stick to push it through. And you proceed to push the raft through the sludge and down the tunnel. After the first few pushes, the kind of calcified sludge around the raft kind of pulls free, and it's pretty easy gliding. You've got 2 torches. Well,
yeah.
Wait, yeah, you got 2 torches now. So you can put affix one to the top of the stick or onto the kind of arching lantern as you enter the tunnel. Okay, you proceed. Who's doing the piloting here?
Is there a skill stat associated with piloting?
If anything, I would say
Big guys.
If it comes down to it, maybe.
Uh-huh.
As in, if you
I
got to
love-
dodge something and push away, that's going to be agility. But if you got to push
That's
through
true.
something tough, that would be strength. If you got to do it quietly, that would be presence.
Probably not a good idea.
Lazy and egocentric, so I feel
Mhm.
like not. Mark.
Yeah,
Marker's above that.
yeah. What's the new character like?
New character is loudmouth, conflicted, but also not very strong.
Okay,
Agility's average. But also, my character is plopping down a medicine chest and goes, "Hey, any of you hurt?"
I'm surprisingly not hurt.
No, not yet.
Ah, well, I mean, I got this if any of us get hurt, you know.
Nice.
Wouldn't want to accidentally, like, bleed out or anything.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah,
One rule: growing up in the shadow.
Hey,
Can't
also,
advance. You get hurt and you die.
I'm assuming that we're underground and, like, we have a torch
Apparently.
for light,
Mhm.
but,
Jeez.
I've got a mirror, so can I use that to kind of, like, shine the torchlight in different directions to try and
Yeah,
see
if you stand right behind it, you can kind of like around the
Oh
cave.
yeah,
Sure, I'll help navigate and do that.
nice. You just
Okay.
push
And
way
I'll
to the side.
supervise and watch the heads.
So because what's the name? Because Vigal is not the one piloting, I'm going to say you take the right directions.
Wow.
Yeah,
Between the
it's
two
like,
of you. Between the two
Oh,
of
yeah.
you, yeah. Or the
yeah,
three, with one
I just
person
kind of
also
like
flying.
having fun pointing the light in different places and going, ooh.
And that means, as you go through this this tunnel, it kind of is like a bit of a Willy Wonka ferry ride as it starts to descend and go faster and faster, and you only get a bit of time, just enough to like either take a left, take a right, go straight ahead, kind of like forked paths. So you take 6 lefts and then 1 right, and it means you arrive in the right place instead of the wrong one.
Nice.
As there is a map included in this this soundtrack. It
Amazing.
is a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool record. Unfortunately, we can't play it because of stream rules. But that takes you as you. At one point, you kind of drop into a bit of a waterfall of sludge. It dips down under, and then the buoyancy just as you emerge out into a swamplands that is surrounding the city of Targ Dungel.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because I've got a thing where it's like having a standing, almost preternatural ability to hide in muck, debris, and filth.
Oh, you're covered in muck
Nice.
and filth.
This is-
now you
this is
just need
great.
debris. Yeah. As you push through, you arrive kind of like these like large wooden gates blocking off the thoroughfare of this main this kind of main stream of sludge that seems to lead outwards into what looks like the more dry lands. So you're currently in a swamp, and you can see the path ahead, and it is blocked off by a massive barricade covering the water. And on each side of the barricade, operating on the controls, you can see 2 kind of like a sentries or guardsmen. They have like a steel hat and kind of like a leatherman trench coat that is just covered in muck. And there are flies and mosquitoes everywhere as this heated, hot swampland is kind of overwhelming.
Well, since
One of them hails.
I am covered in muck,
Mm-hmm.
so it
I felt
would
like
take
Muckman.
them. It would take them a DR16 present test to see me.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of like slip off the side of the boat and like try
They fail.
and
Are you going into the muck?
and
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of wait and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Since you're in the muck, I'm gonna roll a d6. 5. Okay. You have a can I get a toughness toughness test of DR 14.
We just met you, and I'm so worried for you.
I just met you.
I have switched characters, so I've now switched dice. So, here's hoping that switching dice was the right thing to do. And it may just be... Okay, that's 12.
12 does not beat the the difficulty rating. As you sink silently, they don't see you either of these guards.
Do I have an open? I have 2 opens.
New character,
I would really like to use an open.
As you start sinking into the muck and the guards don't notice you, this kind of the mist kind of you drop your head below a layer of mist. You can do that re-roll with your omen.
Okay, re-rolling.
As the fates twist their fingers into reality.
Okay, that is a 16.
A 16, and you take a deep breath and go below this kind of thick film of a layer, and you can feel it like just sticking to your skin, and it makes your eyes blurry and makes your head dizzy. But you do not pass out in the swamp.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
That would have been like a quick, character.
Yeah, that would have been a very quick death,
Oh.
and you guys would have lost all my stuff as well, because you guys didn't notice that I went over.
Oh, true. Including the head. The head would have been stuck in the swamp.
I don't think I took the head from either of you.
That's right, yeah.
So,
I think you'll have to make a head check.
I could have just dropped in, offered to heal you, and then just die.
Like, they must be like an angel, or like that cloud man who takes you up when you run off course and puts you back on the right track.
I think these two are probably part of some sort of cursed family.
I mean, that's Mork Borg. Oh, well, we're cursed because we're Brooks's OCs.
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. And Brooks is like,
This
okay,
Brooks's
they almost
world,
died.
we're
They did
living
die,
in it.
actually.
Yeah, they forget. Alright, one of the guards kind of walks along a planking kind of as your raft
they're
kind
planking.
of bumps against the barricade. What business you got here? No? Not many to come to Torish, especially through that hole.
We're just trying to get ahead in life.
Yeah, we're just passing through. Don't worry about it.
Aren't we all, right? You know, I never dreamed that this would be my job. Stand out and looking at scum and just black muck all day.
Oh,
But unfortunately, the
this
way
is
through
the scum
is blocked.
Oh, by what?
It's a good question. Where is their name? Princess Scordy. Princess Scordy. She ain't real princess, but that's what she makes us say. So we're here where this Torish, which is this kind of the city we got here. I'm not sure if you know, you're just passing through, right? It's normally controlled by Bog Lord Bemar. But unfortunately, he's fallen ill. His daughter, Besselude is her name. She's appointed herself leader and princess, so she's blocked the way, and she wants more royal subjects. So unless you're willing to join our town, the way path is blocked.
Is there any other way through? Or shall we just go back through the swamp?
I mean, you could go around. It's a big swamp. You could just go around. Unfortunately, the next town over, what we call a bogland, a bog city, is Killer's Moor. You know, it's basically what it says in the box. It's got a bunch of killers. So, good luck there. You probably have to get out and jump on a new raft to cross to the other, embankment.
That must be where the band The Killers lives.
Oh, there's a lot of bands of killers there. But you could try parlay with our princess. Don't say I did that. Actually, don't do that either. You'll get beheaded. Unless you got any, I got nothing. She's pretty unreasonable. She's just a child with a big head.
I brought her some soup. She let us go. I brought her some soup.
I mean, depends what kind of soup, If it's just rockfish, then...
Rockfish, please. This is southern frog stew. Only the finest from the fanciest frogs I've ever gigged.
Alright.
I'll kind of snort.
Fanciest, I'm thinking, means very colorful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that sounds like a delicacy.
Red, purple, orange, all sorts of fancy frogs went into this. Frogs with monocles, frogs that dance.
That sounds pretty good. Are they? Here's one question though: Are they frogs? Are they frogs from here or elsewhere?
They're from my hometown. So they're
good enough.
Frogs.
Yeah, frogs. Nothing around here is good eating. So, you know what? I'll take you there myself. This actually sounds really good. Kids they love yummy food and things like that. So maybe I'll get a promotion. So yeah, come on, get off your raft. You can leave it here. It's not going anywhere. He throws a rope around the mooring post.
Kids love a bowl of homemade frog stew.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool. As you get off, you're leaving your donkey on there.
Probably. I'm saying things it's probably for the best, but also I don't know if we're going to come back to this raft.
It's.
So we have a donkey, a wolf, and a cabbage, and we have one goat. And so we can leave the donkey.
You can leave the donkey.
Hey,
cabbage.
Am I the wolf or the cabbage?
Dealer's choice.
I think
Anyway.
my little golem friend is the cabbage.
Oh, that's true.
My name's Ligar, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I hope we make a good impression on the princess. She's just a kid, but if she gets what she wants, I'm in for a promotion, and I won't be staring at swamp gas all day. All right, so he takes you past the docks, past what looks like a well in the center of town, which is just covered in brackish water. There is pennies inside, and yeah, it's pretty gross. And there seems to be a few people milled around, almost in religious fervor to this thing. There's a kind of a figure hunched over the well that just looks like black rags and muck.
It sounds like this town is up above the swamp, so can I just kind of follow underneath or around
the swamp?
Yeah, actually, yeah, you can. It's all. Most of it is on posts and deep foundations, but yeah, you can literally as you slither around in this muck.
I love this. I'm just waiting for everything to go wrong, and then I'm going to rise from the swamp
Swamp. And you can see that it does, as the town is just a bunch of buildings on stilts in this muck, with certain risen up bits of land, and just walkways and bridges between them. You can see there's some slummy kind of huts and another small town square, which looks like it has some kind of almost mini factory buildings. And there's the stocks in the center there, and then on the other side, you can see where that kind of river that passes just on the edge of the town that they're barricading. There is another kind of small fisherman's hut.
Sorry,
but
my
he
face
leaves...
Trisket just did a big, really wet sneeze on my arm, and it was.
Oh no, Tristan!
Speaking of which, you head to Boglord's Fort. Engulfed in creeping plants, barbed roots, and vividly coloured flowers, this fort stands tall above all the other buildings here at Torish. He leads you inside, nods to the guards, takes you in, and in these large metal gates, they open up through a mini courtyard. It looks like there's someone's seen a picture of a storybook palace, and try their best to replicate this in using swamp materials. You enter through the main chamber, going up some stairs and leading you into what looks like a viewing room. He goes, "All right, I've made the call. She'll be down here in a second. You know, I would advise her name's Basilitude, but I would advise just call her Princess, okay?"
All right.
A kind of like stumpy man kind of shuffles out. "All hail the princess and her majesty and the prettiest gal around." And this small child in just really extravagant kind of like princess garb that has been fashioned from it's extravagant. It's kind of like the curtain dress in Gone with the Wind. It's greatly designed. It's flawless, but it is made from just found materials around, and you can see like some of the curtains, some of the carpet has been just chopped up, and she's just made people make her a beautiful princess costume. She's 9 years old.
And we might kill her. So
who have we got here? Oh, outsiders. You got a present for me? For the princess? I might knight you if it's good enough.
Oh, bye, buddy.
Yep. And I'll like hork up and spit on the ground. Yep. I bring you fresh from my homemade and imported, so you know it's good. Southern stew a la Grenouille.
Stew a la Grenouille?
Yeah, that'd be frog stew.
Frog stew! That sounds yucky. And then Lygan steps in and goes, Princess, this is foreign frog stew, you know? It's probably going to be really delicious. It's not like these frogs around these parts. No black, no rot, nothing bad. It's probably going to be amazing. You know, I'm a bit of a headhunter. You know, I can see talent when I see it, and I bring them straight to you. So
I'm a bit of a headhunter myself, as are my acquaintances.
And
why did you say that?
I feel like my job has been a bit wasted just being eccentric, you know? Maybe you could
Yeah. You should like do like a reality show where, you know, you see who's got talent and, you know, find a winner of the most talented person.
I don't want to do a show, you know, I'm not much into the entertainment play stuff, but I could find people who do. And the princess says, "Oh, if it's a delicious treat, you give it to me. And maybe I'll let you pass. Or you can stay here forever if it's delicious. You can be my chef." You give her the soup?
I sure do.
Okay. The stumpy man takes it from you and puts it over a small little hearth in the corner for a few minutes, and you can see it licking the lips, and the smell comes through, and it is delicious. It's got like a creamy, mushroomy, like thick soup. It just smells like it's very buttery and very wholesome and hearty. Yeah. And after a while, he takes it, blows on it. There you go, princess. And I'm going to do a presence check from Stumpy Man. Ooh, that is an 18. As he smells it, he goes, looks at you.
Oh no.
I'd better do a taste test.
Oh yeah.
And he like gets a spoon. He gets a spoon and does anything happen when they eat frog stew? I think it does.
Vomit for D4 hours, pass a DR14 test, or you can do nothing else.
A DR14 test. Oh, he got 17.
Oh, see, he's fine.
As he coughs and goes, ooh, he's strong. It's making my throat swell up in a. Oh wait, this is the wrong guy. Oh, it's strong. It's making me throat swell up in a kind of funny way. Oh, I love frogs. And then the princess just snatches it off him, spilling soup everywhere, and she's just like, and just smashing her face in it like a kid that has no manners. And she's like, nom, 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 nom. And roll presence check for. I do it. Okay. What is it? Is it? She got an 11.
You're 14.
14. Roll me a d4 for how many hours she's going to be vomiting up frogs.
4.
4 hours. She just goes. It tastes, and the frog just jumps out of her mouth. Is this magic?
It's
I ate that frog.
a weight loss.
And all these frogs, one after the other, from little tadpoles to like toady things, just start to spawn inside, and she becomes a spawn point for a horde of frogs for the next 4 hours. And she starts and they're like ribbit, and they're excitedly jumping around. The Stumpy Man starts trying to catch them. What was his name? Ligon just steps back and is like, "What did you do?" kind of thing. And then he just like takes a run up and jumps out the window. He's out. And yeah, while she's just squirming and writhing and vomiting up frogs, guards rush in. They just see frogs everywhere, and they start stabbing the frogs like the frogs are the problem here. And it's a mess. It's a mess. I mean, if she kissed all these frogs, she could have
out of the swamp.
Somebody.
They're in there for a while, and then suddenly you hear commotion. What are the two of you doing inside this hall now?
Well, to be honest,
as the plan has come to fruition, what was the plan?
Was it the plan, or was it
just to distract her so we could get by? That was my plan.
Oh.
Alright, let's go then.
You rush out. Some of the guards are just so confused, and they're trying to like wrestle the princess down to see if they can give her some kind of medication or figure out like magic. Neither of which they have any of. And just frogs just keep spawning, and there's kind of like a slow wave of frogs just starting to emanate from the princess. You rush down. You go past the well of unwell wishes, back down to the docks, and you can see your donkey there. And now there's like an alarm of just like a man on the edge of the tower who's going. That's their alarm. And the sentry that was guarding the gate starts sprinting up. Now's your time to open the gate if you wish. Get on the raft and go through.
Sure. I will actually open the gate since I'm not actually on the raft at this time. And then I will make my way onto the raft as it passes.
Make your way. As you do there, you've been in this black sludge a while.
Uh-huh.
You've become a sludge creature now.
It is entirely possible.
Let me roll a d10.
This is going to be wonderful.
Okay. From the sludge around you rises, not directly around you, but kind of like situated, kind of here and there, rises these kind of black forms, like humanoid figures, hair matted down their face. As they rise slowly and their eyes open through the sludge, looking wild and very excited. As the gate, as you're opening the gate, they like kind of put their hands up and like lift up and look at each other like, something's going on. We can make it through the gate too. Come on, let's all go. Let's go.
Let's go.
I love it.
There goes the timer. As that was D4 lost travelers fleeing the cult, well, fleeing the city anyway. Cool. So that wasn't a threat. As you pile onto the boat with the donkey and push through the mud, this is a direct route apparently to where this hovercraft that will take you to where your queen is situated, or where the next contact will be. All right, who's navigating now?
I mean, I can still navigate it if,
do you
like,
want
no one
me
else...
to try navigating? Because I think that could be fun.
I mean, if you want to, I'm not gonna stop you.
Let's try it.
Yeah, let's do one more thing from the Rotlands, which is navigating through the rot. I'm going to get you to do Yeah, as this chaos is going behind you, are you going fast? Are you going to go fast?
I'm gonna try and go as fast as I can.
Okay, yeah, you just sneak in,
Sonic.
start pushing through, getting momentum, kind of like snaking through, getting less of the kind of roots of these marsh plants, and you're just going to try and go fast. So roll me an agility check, and we're gonna. It's kind of difficult to make a good speed.
That'd be an 8.
An 8. Okay.
I said I'd try to go fast, not that I would succeed.
Fast as you want, and as you're pushing through, I mean, they just said you just got to clear that town, and you can see almost like a shoreline through the swamps. There's like mangroves and trees, but everything kind of has this ashen kind of fog and haze about it. You push through. You're trying to go fast, not fast enough for the slithering kind of shape in the water that's coming up behind you, almost like a tentacle.
The shape of water.
The shape of water, and it just rears up and slaps the shit out of your raft. And so everyone make a toughness check.
Okay.
For the impact.
What's the difficulty ranking?
This will be
I got a
hard.
5.
I got
difficult.
4, so I'm gonna spend an omen to re-roll that.
I got a 13.
Ooh.
So I assume that doesn't.
I got a 9. So I
9. All right. And it does some damage. 3. 2. That is, I'll go by order. We've got here. So 3 to Vigal, 2 to Margarg.
And Margar's dead.
Oh,
no!
And his tentacle just collides into the side of the raft, just destroying wood and just pepper through your body and kind of skewer you. And 6 to Rezi.
Jesus Christ, but I'm on 1 HP. I'm so lucky that Rezi has 7.
Alright. And with that, it smashes and it wraps its tentacle around the body of Margarg and pulls it into the swamp. And you arrive on the shore. Oh, and it does 1 damage to the donkey.
No! Oh, poor donkey. Poor
The donkey's
Mo.
fine. Take it back.
The donkey's having trouble swimming. The donkey can't swim. But luckily you smash on the shoreline as it pulls through and just pushes through the muck. Kind of the never-ending story that we really wanted. It makes it out of the black pit onto the shoreline. And as the two of you arrive at the edge of the shores, you can see the mangroves are like thick and twisted, but there is a clear path through. Lots of footprints are going through here. And you see among the thickets, there is kind of like a almost like a path dug into the ground, and as it kind of twists and turns further into the kind of muddy embankments, you can see there is like reinforced walls in this kind of like cut trench, so the mud just doesn't like flow in, and it twists and winds into this ashen kind of waste that you can see ahead of you.
This is Dark Souls now.
Before we do anything else, I'm going to whip out my medicine chest.
Yes, I was about to ask, because now I suddenly need it.
Okay, I've got 3 uses of the medicine check. So I've got 1 use brings me up to full health. You get 6 points. Does that bring you up to full health?
Yes, that brings me up to full.
Okay. So, that gives me 1 use of the medicine chest left. And I'm hoping that the heads are with Mo, or we can find the head that would have gone with our companion.
In the sludge, you see Mo's kind of satchel with a head-shaped kind of mass in there.
Okay.
Bobbing to the surface. So you
I'm gonna grab that.
Yeah, you can get that going.
I've got rope if you need to help get the donkey up.
Yeah. We definitely well, I thought the donkey was already on shore. It's just the donkey satchel may have fallen off.
So you have all the heads and the donkey.
Oh. Okay, yes.
Nice.
Did you get Margaret's stuff, or is it all gone?
I think that's all gone.
Just the head.
Which means all of Vigal's or Vitan's stuff is gone too.
Yeah,
all of that silver is gone.
That was 135 silver. Because Margaret was fucking rich.
That's so much Mork Borg. Into the swamplands.
Oh.
On the surface, with these you can see like the bubbling rot and sludge. Every now and then, you see like a coin like shining, leading into the swamp, just like this trail of coins. And as you start healing up with your kit, bandaging your wounds, applying salves, it's hard to talk to each other because in the distance you hear.
Oh, that must be Jess's new character.
Maybe.
And you can see sand blowing up in the distance as you kind of get yourselves ready and wiping off the sludge. You see a group of people running kind of into the trenches across your vision, and one stops and pulls another one back. Says, "We got some newcomers. Come on, get in there. Open that crate. Get in there. Get your gun. Get your armor. Get your helmet. And get the fuck out of here. Go, 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 go!" And you help him, and he pushes one guy forward, which is just his character. Roll Mork Borg, but I'm gonna give you roll a D10 weapon. I'll tell you what it is. Only because we don't have random characters.
7.
You have a malevolent rifle. D8 range damage with a D6 bayonet, two-handed.
Ooh.
Okay,
And
D8 rifle or D8 damage with bayonet.
D8 range, and
okay.
then a D6 bayonet.
Okay.
Not bad.
Ooh, that's a wicked weapon there.
Yeah. And roll me another D10. Oh, sorry, roll me a D8, sorry, for cider. Six. You have a D4 punch dagger. So it's like those daggers that
I love those.
It also does shock to whoever you hit that with. And it has this kind of shimmering, oily, slicked edge to it. And roll me D6 armor.
I like that you're giving me all this stuff as opposed to the stuff that was on my character sheet. Or is it in addition to the stuff on my new character sheet?
Maybe instead, yeah.
4.
Jess, you shouldn't have said anything.
Okay, so you have you've got what looks like just scratched together like a chest armor that's just made of bits of tin and metal that have just been stapled and bolted together. Plus, you have a helmet.
Oh,
and so you reduce damage by D4 with the armor.
Sweet.
Every time you get hit. And the helmet, you can allow it to break to prevent all damage from a hit.
Ooh.
As what looks like a dusty, slimy soldier kind of trots towards you. And what's your character's name?
So this is Graft.
Graft.
And Graft used to be royal, and then things kind of went to shit. But that's okay, because I have my bestie, the Skull, who I keep in a bag. And I have my horse, Barbarister, who talks. And I have Ham Fund, my squire, with his magical sword, Eureka. And
Whoa.
we're just vibing.
And you also have a gun.
And
Your other
I
best
have
friend.
a gun because
And for the
just
for the
like
purposes
my kingdom died, everybody's gonna die. I'm nihilistic and wasteful.
nice, and for the purposes of swapping items, you have Barbarista, the talking horse,
Okay.
as a horse kind of trots out as you're explaining yourself, walks out of a trench tunnel.
I
And
assumed
he was
I
like-
didn't have my toolbox or my bow.
And your sword is actually just a long bayonet that you have a squire who is following you around with your sword, like ready to give it to you. When action
So like,
hits the fan.
was the whole backstory a delusion, and we just have to kind of buy into it in order to have you as a team member?
I have a squire. This is Hamfund.
Yeah,
Handsome.
sure. I have a squire too. Looks at the golem.
Yeah.
I have one of those too. This is Yancey. And I'll just show the skull.
Yeah, it's like this
Ah.
is.
But our
Daisy
friends,
Blue.
but our friends call her Laurel.
Nice. I knew the golem's name once, but I don't anymore.
Yeah. And
By any
it
means,
all
this is not a
changed
stretch of the
after
imagination.
Golem, got his hands on the One Ring, and everything changed after that.
Oh, of
pineapple
course it
ring.
did.
So
the
if
horse-
you can convince Barbarister to care, he will occasionally add +2 to your presence tests. He is smarter than you. I'm just quite aware of this.
Barbarista
He has
speaks
the
up.
brain cell. I understand now.
The horse coughs and speaks up and goes, "Well, it's not much of a stretch of imagination that is this gentleman here would have a squire. I mean, we all serve on the fronts here, even Barbarista yourself. Let me introduce you. I'm Barbarista the horse. Been with his family for a while. This gentleman's lasted a lot longer than his heirs. Anyway, I would suggest you pick up a gun from the box and pull out some armor, and let's tally ho, shall we?
Sure, can we do
Yeah,
that?
do we roll for stuff then?
Yeah, roll a. I'll get you to roll a. There's 2 crates. Roll a d8, and I'm going to say you get a helmet as well.
Oh my god, you have heads too! Do yours have names?
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, Draz, you get a shorter sword instead of a short sword. It's d6 melee damage, and can be fastened as a bayonet if you find a gun.
Okay.
And Zan, you also have a punch dagger.
Punch dagger. What's the set on that again?
Sorry, that's a d4, and it also does shock, which may come
Oh yeah, the
into play.
taser.
Yeah.
Taser dagger.
Oh no, it's literally just a knife with some slicked oil kind of stuff on the edge. And so, and now we enter the world of Farewell to
Guns.
Arms Redux. This is the Ashcan version, because the Kickstarter just funded, so the book's not out yet. And I'm just giving you some items because there's no random generator yet, which I think there might be. And as you head into the trenches with a golem, a donkey, a talking horse, a skull, a squire, and the 3 of you with some severed heads. Should we take a break? Have a little break? Have a Kit Kat?
Sure. Sounds like a great place to to take a short break.
We'll be
Have a
back
short
Take a
rest.
short rest.
soon. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to the Threeflings! We are playing some Mork Borg. We have done the run through a bit of the Mork Borg main adventure, Rock Black Sludge, which took us through putrescent regnant swamplands, and now arriving into the Call of Arms battlefield as they try and get to the hovercraft to deliver some severed heads to their guild queen. Okay, and now we have 3 characters, talking horse, a squire holding a gun, and a donkey, skull. Is there anything I'm missing? A golem!
A golem, yeah.
It's a golem, a little golem. Okay, and as you are led through these trenches, the Barbarista, the talking horse, now with a little helmet that's strapped on, says, I know we've exchanged pleasantries, but I just wanted you to know that we, all 3 of us, are the scum under the nail of the finger on the hand of the arm of Queen Barthol. So, let's get going, shall we? We need to get you to the port.
Yes.
And then a bunch of fresh troops rushes through, pushing past you. Go, 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 go! We need to get that mainland! Get to the clear zone! Get to the clear zone! And they're making a rush. It's a barbarian system. Okay, so the ceasefire zone. In that ceasefire zone, it's where they basically excavating the sludge. Whichever side has the sludge goes into the cargo crate that is being transported by the hovercraft to go to the main city. So if we can get you into the ceasefire zone, we can just get you on that board and get our queen these heads.
Well,
Yes.
I'm very stealthy in sludge, so that could be a good thing, and I could make my way there fairly easily.
There's plenty of mud around here, so I believe they're gonna climb the trenches any second now. I believe it's we're fighting. Well, what is it today? The Westerners, the Southerners. There's only 2 sides here, and everyone doesn't know which side they're from, so it's a little confusing.
Oh,
You see,
it's
Sergeant.
like crazy world rules.
All right, drop it in.
1984.
Get ready to climb. They start putting ladders up. And 10, 9. And he just explodes into a fine mist of a red goo and splintering armor.
Yeah, I'm gonna start smearing my armor with mud right now. Just
The next guy goes, well, I guess I'm in charge then. Let's go. Come on, everybody.
Let's go!
Up the ladders. Barbarster kind of looks to the donkey.
Oh no!
I mean, we could probably try and find another way around, but head in the direction of the sun currently, and until you see anything that doesn't have mist around it is probably the ceasefire. Okay, watch out for the mortars and those hulking beasts. Good luck.
Barrister, we've been through so
Bye.
much together, through the loss of
Bye,
my
Merc.
kingdom and the loss of your family. And I just want you to know that you're
Wait.
nothing without me. And
This is the
vice
horse.
versa. So, when you die, know that I'm also gonna die soon, probably.
As
The
the
soul link.
6th person from your family that I've served, I think I'm going to live a little longer. Good day. Good luck.
Take care of Mo.
Yeah.
Oh,
please.
what's your name? Is it? The donkey's like, "Oh, okay, Mo. Let's find a little safe thoroughfare passage. You don't know how to handle a gun, do you?
I hope we
And
find
it just
Mo
starts
laid on Mo.
eating the muddy wall. Well, I
hope we
do, but
find
I have
a
hooves,
big
so I
good
can't.
gun attached to Mo later.
All right, yeah, go for it.
So much.
as all the like the troops, and they look like they've just chipped in from somewhere as well. They've just got haphazard armor and some old kind of tinkery weapons. They start scrambling up these ladders over into the trenches, and you can immediately hear a lot of rapid fire blasts going on, explosions, and in the distance you hear this of some kind of large beast that's scrambling out there in the mists.
Well, hopefully I've covered myself in enough mud that I'm almost invisible.
I hope that for you too.
All right, and so yeah, let's get a check to. Let's go agility to try and make just a sprint for this ceasefire zone.
I got a natural 1.
A natural 1.
I'm really bad at agility, so I got an 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Remember, I'm clumsy, so I probably tripped over something.
I got a 15, but also I'm stealthy, so the DR is reduced by 2 for me.
Okay, yeah, you can like weave in and dodge, kind of sink into the mists as you go. I'm gonna roll a thing here.
Just think I'm not used to like walking on my own feet.
Yes.
Barbarister. And the squire holding your gun is like right behind you. Like almost too close all the time. Like kind of just that person that like sidles up against their face against your shoulder. It's a little weird. The three of you, well, the group of you, including the golem, hurdle up these ladders, and over the distance you can see there's a lot of what looks like mist, a lot of falling ash. The ground's muddy here. There is makeshift barbed wire barricades, bodies everywhere. Bits of armor and broken guns. There are large footprints, what looks like a huge kind of like almost like a velociraptor claw or a hoof every now and then. Just random bits of arms and people around. In the distance, you can see the sun is kind of like taking you slightly to the right as the people just start charging. And the newly appointed sergeant is now like, "We need to get that sludge! We need to get that sludge to the clearance zone now!" And they all start sprinting forward. Those who failed, I don't think it was Jazz, you rolled a crit fail, so
yes,
your new weapon, it breaks. As you trip, and the fist dagger just like goes into a piece of armor.
Oh, it was a bayonet, I think. It was a shorter sword.
The shorter sword. Okay, yeah, it just the blade itself just comes free of the handle and just and breaks immediately. This is old, well-worn, recycled weapons that you got here. And you take 3 damage as you're fumbling, trying to speed through, and you get snagged by barbed wire that's covered in this kind of slaggy, oily substance that you can see little pools and puddles. It's like almost like rainbow-colored shifting goo. And who else failed? Is it your character, Jess? Is it
Yep.
Graft. Okay, you take 4 damage.
I'm gonna say she loses the helmet. And
Okay.
all of that.
Yeah, as you're twisting through barbed wire, you kind of pull free and stumble to the side as a bullet just and just smashes your helmet as you get thrown into the mud. Ahead of you can see a bunch of people that have managed to run really fast as they can, dodging these things. They make it about, into the mist, so they're barely in sight. And you can see there is like deep pits now with bubbling, almost like there's just bubbling pits of this rainbowy, oily fluid slick, and there's tubes that seem to be pumping out of the earth, and the soldiers are running up and just like whoosh, and just like trying to pump this stuff into these barrels and crates, flasks, whatever they got. They're trying to get this slag, and the ones that do fill up some kind of container just start sprinting off into the direction that you're heading. Do you get some slag?
What would the benefits of that be?
You don't know.
I mean, obviously this is important, so I want to take some.
Hampton, get me some slag.
Yeah, Hampton just goes, right, it's like time for me, master. And he just like grabs like a helmet off the ground and just starts pumping the slag into it. It's all sticky,
Nice.
and it's kind of it kind of moves and shifts of its own, and has this kind of almost glittery magical presence to it. But it is like magic oil.
Yeah, I gotta get a handful and keep running.
Okay, you have a handful, and as you start heading through, let's roll a. You hear as throughout the mists, you see this kind of like armored spider-like mechanism that looks like someone's just scrapped together a bunch of metal and levers, and it's choking out this like black fumes as some people yell out, "It's God's anguish! Go, go, go! Grenades, grenades!" And they just like hurling grenades, and it just completely cleaves through them with a bunch of like a mounted cannon, and just tears most of them to shreds as a bunch dive down into the mud and take up arms and start just... You can hear the pinging of the metal. It hasn't seen you, though. You can keep going around it, or you can try... None of you have explosives. You can keep going around it.
I would go around, yes.
Keep
You
going
can go around. You definitely pass. It is further into the mist. You can just see the silhouette of this thing. Let's make a presence. Let's make a stealth check, actually, to see if the person at the mounted cannoneer, to see if they see you.
Agility.
That is a failure.
That is a 19, and the DR is reduced by 2 for me.
I got a
Nice.
15.
Okay, everyone but Rezi passes as you kind of slip into a round and further or to the right, as a kind of putting yourself the distance between you and this armored hulking kind of mechanism, when the soldiers kind of in between you both. But it kind of, as it's laying down fire, you see one of the mounted guns on top, kind of like you see this shadowy silhouette, and like yell and point, and it swivels and it rolls a d. Actually, make an agility check.
Can I just use my helmet, like destroy my helmet to ignore an attack?
You can. Yep. And your helmet, you just cop a like a slag infused bullet and just knocks you about 5 foot, and you slide into the mud as your helmet is rendered. And that was just a glancing blow. It does 10 damage. Well, that one.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, as this like rapid fire just pocks into the mud all around you. And just destroying a bunch of barricades, and you manage to scramble out, roll into a trench, and the three of you move on. Whew. And as you move through the trench, you encounter a rifleman squad. These ones seem to have like red banners on their upper arms, and you round the corner, and there's like how many people we've got here? 5 grunts. Yeah, there's a five grunt team just kind of pushing through, and you can see them like just finishing stabbing and bayoneting a bunch of other soldiers. And they turn to look at you and go, "Fire!" This is a leader, and they raise their arms, and we are going to initiative.
I was about to be like, yes, it is I, your princess. I have returned.
They go first. So yeah, they're just going to take a... everyone do an agility check for this damage.
Aw, Dice, you're so mean to me.
That is 16.
Nice.
Wait, do they even notice me?
Oh yeah, I'll roll a quick presence check. 16. They do.
Ooh.
Damn.
I got an 11, so I think I'm probably hit.
Yes. They do. So
Which check
everyone's
was this?
agility?
I want to use an
Oh,
omen.
agility.
I'm a new character now.
Mm-hmm.
That was cocked.
Yeah,
That's
I'm also
15.
going to use an omen just in case, because this seems rather important.
15 passes.
Sweet.
What did you get? What did you get, Draz?
16.
16. Nice. Oh, you passed as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I
got.
have armor. I didn't know to do
I'm really glad I rerolled because that gave me an 18.
An 18. Ooh, nice. They immediately just like pull out their bayonets, and as they're swiveling to fire on you, you kind of dodge behind like cover of the wall, and there is there's ammo boxes, crates, and it's full of this stuff, this kind of aforementioned slag. And bullets just like zing into these barrels. They start just pouring out, and the sergeant goes, "Oh, hold fire! We got slag barrels! And he starts directing them to like go get these slag barrels. He's like, "Cover fire! You can continue on a different path, or you can try and scramble over the top of this trench.
I
try and
think
take
different path, because being on top of the trenches seems like such a bad idea.
You know, I'm with that. Different path sounds smartest.
All right, you can start sprinting down towards them, and then cut into the right before they can take fire on you. You start sprinting down the new path. You see injured people, bandaging them up. You see some guy kind of just like a medic trying to wrap up another guy. He's just got a kind of bleeding. He's got a sore head, and he's kind of just like bleeding from the face. And you can see the medic is confused because he's got like a red tag to wrap around the guy's sleeve, and a blue. And he's like, you can see there's bits of clothes and rags around, and he's confused about who this is and which side. So he just ties one on each arm. He goes, "Get back up there! Go!" And this confused soldier goes and just starts climbing a wall, just bleeding from the face. Let's make a check. Let's go pet presence to see if you can perceive a good route through these trenches to get to
that is
the
a
ship.
failure. Because I rolled a 4. Oh, actually, I guess it would be a 3 because I got -1 presence. So yeah, like incredible.
Oh,
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I got an 8.
You got an 8. 8 is high enough to see over the trenches. You can see kind of like a crudely constructed, almost like a tripod tower of wood, and on there is a man that's kind of just like crouched and with binoculars and scouting, and they look down and see you, and you can see him.
Wait, they see me, or they're looking in our general direction?
Looking in your general direction, like they see the party.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta kind of like, can I...
And I'll give you one group action of what you're doing before another thing could happen.
Wait, how far away are they? How high up are they?
About 15 foot up.
Okay, so
About
here's
30
the
foot
thing.
away.
Here's the thing. I've got a whip.
And they're on over the trenches, like on the outside of the trench.
Right. Oh.
I also have a whip. What if
range?
I have also have a whip. What if we attached a whip to a whip to get a longer whip?
I don't think that would be far enough. You'd have to climb out of the trench to get it.
Well, I'm the one who would be the least likely to be seen. So if I climb out and try to kind of like whip him around the neck and just kind of like pull him down.
Yeah. You can certainly give that a red hot go.
Because, I mean, he may have alerted like one person, but maybe he hasn't done all the details yet. So I'm gonna try that.
Okay. You grip onto the trench kind of planks that is reinforcing it, and climb over and slither through the muck. Try and make me a presence check to see if he sees you specifically. And you've got maybe
Wait, I do a presence check, or they do a presence check on me?
Oh yeah. You do a presence roll. Wait, no, that's not presence. Sorry, agility roll.
Okay, I do an agility roll for stealth.
Yeah, and it'll be easier.
Okay, I rolled an 18.
Oh, nice! That was
Damn.
difficult because He's got binoculars. But you are a mud-based character. You slither into the mud, and every time the binoculars like flick away, you just start sprinting, and every time you see the binoculars kind of like pan back over, you just dive into the mud.
I imagine anytime anyone looks over in my direction, they get distracted by the golem and don't see me.
Oh yeah, this golem's just following you.
Yeah.
Okay, that changes. Now let me see. I'm just gonna roll. He sees the golem.
Oh no, his golem's gonna die.
He sees the golem, and he sees.
I'm not sure that would register as
feverishly
anything dangerous though, because he's kind of like tiny.
This little tiny thing. He starts raiding and pulls out just like a little one-shot bazooka. And let's roll for the golem.
Oh no!
The golem doesn't make it. The golem does not dive out of the way in time, and is blasted over a trench out of the way.
No!
He doesn't take enough damage to die, as you can see. As it's flipping through the air, it's kind of ragdolling for a second, and then it like goes into a little ball and just becomes like this rock that just.
Aww.
And as he's flying over a trench, he hears some people go, "Take cover! It's just a rock." All right, but you're under this guy, and he's kind of like looking. Now he's looking for the binoculars. He cannot see you. You're directly under him.
Okay, I'm going to try and use the whip to wrap around his throat.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for how many rounds. Go for it.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Ooh! Oh, holy shit.
Okay, so that's a success. I'm gonna say it just does exactly what you want instead of just doubling damage, because it's like that's not what you're here for. So yeah, you like angle it up and like and as soon as his like head turns around and like drops his binoculars to have a look, you like whoosh, Indiana Jones it and yank as it like wraps around his neck to tighten it, and he's like whoa! And you can see it's like kind of like a guy in a gas mask kind of thing and a metal helmet. It's you can hear his tube getting tightened. What are you doing? Are you pulling him off?
Yes, I'm tugging him down.
I said it too much. I'm tugging.
Okay.
You really have.
You tug him off his perch. Okay.
And if he isn't knocked out by the fall, I'm knocking him out.
Yeah, I'll just roll.
I don't necessarily want to kill him, but he just needs to not be conscious anymore right now.
Yeah, you pull, and he loses his balance and falls off this kind of like life-savery kind of high chair. He goes and lands in the mud, and he appears to be unconscious, as you can hear this of the squeezed gas mask still breathing.
Okay. Alright, now we have a bit more time to get out of here without being noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Okay, you make it back to the trenches?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's go!
And what are you doing?
And I will pick up my rock on the way. My rock.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Spend another turn getting your rock friend.
They would find me eventually, but this will just make things easier once he wakes up.
Okay. Alright. And let's roll another presence or agility to just kind of... You can either try and find your way through these tunnels to the next step to get to the zone, or you can try and just climb up above and just leg it.
If it's presence, it's 11. If it's agility,
Okay.
it's 10.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Okay.
Okay.
Gonna make this a group check. Can we do 2 out of 3 successes?
I got a 9.
A 9. Okay, you kind of move forward. There's a split in the road. It's 3 paths. You can hear bayonets and just a lot of shaking and screaming to the right. And ahead of you, you can hear this hungry, like, just moaning of some kind of large gargantuan creature. And to the left, you can just hear of some kind of mounted gun and cannon. But for Draz's character, that's 1 out of 3. You get the vibe that
I would spend an omen so that we succeed on that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay.
How high is this check? Because I was thinking if I just reduce the difficulty by 4, the DR.
Oh, it's
yeah,
difficult.
that is an omen thing, isn't it?
It's difficult, so 14.
Reduced by 4, it would be 14.
Reduced by 4, it would be 10 for you, so that would be 2 successes.
So yes, I'll do that one. And now I'm out of omens. Graft has no more omens.
Alright, so between the two of you, you discuss. You could basically what sounds like a big monster, stabby people to the right, and gunfire to the left. But the shortest route to where you need to go, it looks like both center and right, further in, they both go further right. So it looks like 2 out of these 3 paths take you too far to the right. The left path actually looks like it also teeters off to the center point, towards where you need to be. So, gunfire.
Alright. Time to run towards gunfire!
And do you run towards the gunfire?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
As
That
much
is the
as
correct.
Graft has run anywhere in their life.
Oh, this
That
sounds
is
like a
correct.
fantastic idea.
That is the correct answer, because you had 1 round before the mortars that the guy called in were going to hit on your location. And as you're sprinting towards the gunfire sounds, you hear this and earth and twisted metal and wire and limbs just get thrown in your direction as there's just this bombardment of and just keeps going, and you can barely hear. You head towards the gunfire.
Do they know
As
that's
you-
like bad for people's hearing? People could get like long-term damage from what they're doing. And this isn't even like a concert. Like, it's not fun.
You just say casually, like, all this stuff's going around. It's just like you can just see your lips move, not much going on. That takes you to, you can see there's a mounted gun in one, basically just like a dead end of a trench to the left as it forks into a T intersection. And there's someone with their back to you firing out of the trench into the fields with a mounted cannon as a...
Is that person on our side or an enemy?
They are wearing a blue thing.
And we're red?
You're not wearing any.
Oh, that's true. I guess.
Yeah,
I guess
I
we're both our enemy.
Yeah. As
Alright.
this person's just absolutely firing, and he goes, just like fuck, and she looks down and sees you. Hey, hand me that ammo box, and
Okay.
she starts unloading the mounted cannon.
I'll hand her my box of
yeah.
nails.
And she just says,
I'll
good enough,
hand
and
her
she just opens it and just like launches it over the thing. She's like,
I'll hand her the ammo because, like, if she's not going to attack us and like doesn't see us as a threat, I'm gonna take that. You know, gonna
And
find
she
allies.
just says, thanks. Cracks it open, shoves it into the gun, cleans it, loads 1 bullet, and she's like, improvised caltrops, nice. And you can just see just screaming, and then you can just head in the opposite direction if you wish.
Let's go.
As you head there, you hear this oh fuck, as a grenade's been thrown over the pit to where the group of you just were. You can hear her screaming as you run, and the air seems to thin as you kind of like push your way through these trenches. And the cloud and ash kind of to clear, and the trench itself starts elevating into a metal ramp. And as you can see, start kind of getting out of the trench, you can see this place is clear. There's no barbed wire around. It's just a metal kind of landing pad. And there's barrels and barrels of slag, and there's red or blue, just like piled, just cloth or anything just piled on next to them to tell who's slag. You can see some people kind of just like, this is soldiers in a gas mask, and he's missing an arm. He's just like with one hand, just a jerry can of this gooey slag, and lifts it over to the red side. He goes to salute you with his bone of an arm, and goes and tilts his hat. And he's on the opposite side of the platform, seeing that you're. And then he just goes and just starts smearing his gore onto the barrel, so it's marked as red. And then unslings his rifle one-handed and starts to trot in back into the mist. And you're at the pad.
I guess you.
Okay.
Good fighting, soldier. Your princess supports you. You have my favor.
And you hear as it kind of just an explosion goes off next to him, and he just covers himself, gives a thumbs up like, "Hey, that worked!" and then just like, and then runs back into the mists.
Amazing.
Behind you, you can hear this.
People love me. You know.
Behind you, you can hear just the threshing of what seems to be of like the trenches, and a monstrous roar, and people like screaming and yelling, grenades going off, and a lot of those just melee combat kind of nastiness as the people encountered the monster that you dodged. And within a few moments, you hear this.
Oh, here we go.
And through the mist, pushes through. Looks like a large hovercraft on tank treads, and it's kind of just hovering, and the front tank treads are just like pulling it like an insect as it lands on the landing pad. A bunch of people in full like hazmat suits get out and they're like, go to the slag, left, right, blue, right, and one slaps another one of the workers in the back of the head, and they seem to be loading all the slag into this thing, into just two piles, red and blue. And there's your transport.
Yeah, there's our ride.
Okay, I should be able to stealth onto the transport.
GW, was this Halo? Were we playing Halo?
I was wondering that because like red and blue, I was like,
this is the slag recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll get
look,
in there.
yeah, I'll get in there. I'll like slap like my handful of slag on the blue side.
And I'll just look in my bag and be like, Yancey, we're gonna find the first class section of this slag transport. And like pat my skull.
Can I go a stealth check from Vigal?
Mm-hmm. That would be an 18.
Ooh.
18. Oh, yeah. You just like covered in this muck and glistening with like loose slag. You manage to just like jump in when they're not looking and just throw yourself in a pile of like these muddy barrels. There's like a lot of containers of different sorts that's been filled with slag. You just jump into there.
I'm very well
and
camouflaged.
Yeah, you're very well camouflaged. You kind of like put some cans and things on top, so it just looks like you're a pile of slag. The other two, however, two of the kind of full hazmat workers. You know, hey, you gotta stop there. There's security. What are you doing? And one of them pulls like a weird looking tasery gun, which is, you should get back out of the field. Get more slag.
Ed.
I don't think you understand. I'm
West
royalty.
entrance.
And she's a head deliverer, and this is Hambert, my squire. We're on a mission. It's really above your level.
You say that, and he looks a little apprehensive, and he speaks into his comm. Captain, can I get... We've got apparently some kind of upper class citizen here. They appear to be fighting the war, but they've got to come back to the city. Over. And after a few moments, the captain comes out, and they're just like look like just a trucky rig driver that's a part of this hovercraft. What are you doing? What? I mean, look, it's disgusting. No, you're not coming on my ship. Not like that, Slaggy. Oh, no. Why? Security, can you just shoot? Who do you belong to? Where are you going? Why are you trying to do this?
I'm Princess Craft. These are my escorts. They have heads to deliver, and this is Hamfun, my squire.
Okay, this is not
the great rifle Excandaberg.
He kind of squints at you and looks, and I'm gonna get you to make a presence check to charm.
So bad at presents.
And this is gonna be really hard. It should not be possible. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have tried to get out of the war zone.
That's a 6.
18.
Oh, God.
Oh, is any help from?
I don't think I can do anything that will
Lizzie?
help. So I guess I can re-roll. I can use an omen to re-roll this, but also, like, I feel like this is gonna fail anyway. But yeah, I'll use an omen.
Okay, go for that reroll as one of the heavy, beefy guards comes out, and they are full decked in combat gear. Oh!
What?
Oh wait, it's presents though. It's a nat 20, but it's good. It's down to a
Natural
19.
20. That's still a crit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
As you're saying this, the security, which are kind of head to toe, just armored. They got like heavy visors.
Maybe you start talking about your talking
blinking
horse
lights.
friend, and they're like, "Wait, that rings a bell."
They're like, "Wait, we
that
know
does
that
sound like
horse."
someone.
We have one of them.
You know that horse. That changes everything.
That horse is a war hero, damn it!
One of them kind of looks and goes. They're raising their rifles, and these look like very technical, futuristic things. They've got these rifles that have about 6 barrels. They've got all these like blinking lights and like LEDs that are zipping out. They have all these tubes and wires going into their neck, and they seem to be like almost like someone was in bondage gear, like complete full gimp suit, and they put just like a heavy security helmet, war kind of gear on, and they kind of look like almost like robots. These guys are so packing so well, and they're aiming their gun at you, which they were going to unload. But then the captain goes, whoa. All right, you're from the Oak Isles. We're edges. Oak Isles or edges? Come on, we're gonna make this quick.
We've got heads to deliver. I'm not really a talker. Yeah. You go. What are you doing?
Well, if it's
Rezzy,
deliveries,
tell them what you're doing.
we're going ports.
God. Here's the thing, like this is meant to be like a covert like mission, and the princess here has been blowing a cover the whole time, and I'm like, what the fuck do you think I'm meant to do in this situation?
Yeah, so they're secret agents that work for me, and I don't know if you've heard of me, but I'm Princess Graft from Wasteland. You might have heard of my horse, Barbarister.
He looks shocked. You got a horse? Oh, you're definitely from the edges then. All right, just clean yourself off. I'll take you there. Come on, we gotta go. Wrap it up! And then all the kind of people jump inside. All the hazmat people, the security people do not take their guns off you. They kind of just ease back, sit, and lock themselves in as the transport closes, and you hear the engines rattling, spinning up, and these boosters suddenly, and it hovers right off the ground, takes to the sky, and starts to flying over these ruined lands. And as you kind of speed away, in the distance you hear the sounds of the battles continuing on for the hot mess that is slag. It's very valuable. As they take you to the city of Cyborg.
Yay! Here we go.
Yay! Which I think will be the conclusion of the adventure, because the next part I was going to roll a mission from Cyborg. So they deliver you to the city of Psy, in which you meet your contact, and to the handover of the heads to the Queen Barthul. And as you arrive in the industrial area, they ferry you away through guided transport, through it's kind of like a Mercedes mixed with a tank, to the hills, which is the fancy suburbs of this cyberpunk city. The edges, which is the part of the hills. and they deliver you to the large mansion of Queen Barthul. She does not wish to see you, but she gets her servants to take the heads, and in each of your hands she places a little chip, and they tell you to scram and wait for the next orders.
Like a microchip, but my first thought was like
hot chip.
Yeah, I'm like, can I eat it?
Hot chip? Yeah.
Potato chip.
I give you a hot chip, or a hot potato chip. You know, if you did mission so well, we can give you some free sauce. Free tomato sauce. Ketchup. Also known as ketchup. No, they give you a chip, and there's like a little button. This is kind of foreign to a lot of you. You press the side, and it just says 7 million credits.
Oh,
Damn.
that sounds like a lot.
What's the conversion rate from silver to credits these days, anyway?
Yeah, it is basically enough to cover paying for the best of your dreams.
Damn.
As most cyberpunk characters start off in debt.
Holy shit! Damn.
So
Nice.
yeah, in debt to a massive corporation.
Ha!
And so,
Because of course they do.
And thus concludes there is the three adventurers, some kind of out of sorts in this nice looking city.
We've been isekai'd.
You've been isekai. There's flying hover cars going around. There's spider bots repairing street lamps. There's street lamps repairing fridges. It's pretty nuts. But you're in the nice suburbs right now, which I think you're gonna do very well to exit those, and probably you can go back home. I don't know if that chip's gonna do anything for you, but you got 7 million cyber credits.
Hell yeah.
And you delivered the heads of the 3 heroes. And then Brooks slams the book shut and says, "Ha! The end! Another masterful tale." And then she adds a little footnote and draws a little picture, and it just says, "I didn't actually make this up. My patron said this all happened, but it sounds so silly." And then smashes down like orange juice and whiskey, and spits out some peanuts and leaves the tavern. The end.
Like meanwhile,
Yay!
weeks
Yeah,
later.
I wish we had more time to get into Cyborg, but I was gonna roll one of the random missions.
I'll give
Little
Shai's
random
reaction
mission.
to the story and the behind the scenes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Support us
But you
on
can see if
Patreon.
you're one of our patrons.
And who have we got? Draz, you managed to push through high lethality with one character this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That last
I'm the Zan
roll
of this
was,
episode.
yeah, that last
It's
roll
like-
was gonna just paste the two.
Aren't you
of
glad I
actually.
had that medicine chest though?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
like if you, oh god, I would have been dead so quickly if we didn't have that medicine shot.
I'm
also
really
Draz
glad my
is
first
an
character
island.
was destined to die.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm Draz. You can find me on Twitter at Drazillion. You can also find me on Itch.io at Drazillion also, where you can find all of the games that I make.
And Jess, who played Margarg and Gruft.
Hey, I'm Jess, and I just posted the jam that I'm running, Terraforming Dragons, and that opens tomorrow. So, if you're watching this later than when it's airing, it's already live. So come make games. And yeah, that's it.
And Zan, who played Viton and Vigal and so close. You're really good at the stealth characters.
Viton and Vigal.
I gotta say. Yeah, Vital and Vital. Vigal.
Yeah, I decided they were twins. Anyway, but so I'm Zan Larson, also known as Pale White Rabbit on Twitter and Instagram. You can find my stuff on zanlarson.com as well, with links to things I have art in and my store and lots of other cool stuff. So,
Lovely.
yes, I very much like to draw fantasy creatures.
Oh, yeah.
She's really
And
good at it. Who are you,
very-
DW?
It's me, DW. I'm from Australia. You can find me at @DW_dayingon. And today we played Mork Borg, Black Sludge Rot, Putrescent Regnant, and Farewell to Arms with a little tasty dash of Cyborg. And unfortunately, we didn't have time to get into Cyborg or do Vast Grim. But so check them out. They're really fun. Mork Borg's an easy system. And if you want Cyberpunk, you play the Cyborg. If you want space, weird, parasitic worm time, you play Vast Grim. It's pretty gross. Thank you for watching. And Jess.
Announcement. We are going to be off next week. So enjoy something that doesn't involve us, but we love you for joining us when you're here, and we will be back the following week. We're going to be doing a big fundraiser for the entire month of June, so keep a lookout for that. We'll be posting about that in the next couple of weeks to come. For right now, we are going to shoot our behind the scenes Patreon episode, so support us on Patreon if you want to get access to that. There was already a link a little bit in the chat ago about that. And now we're going to do a raid, because speaking of fundraising, Phoenix Iwaki is doing a fundraiser right now. So nice. Everybody give Phoenix a big 3-fee hello. And thank you for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks. Take care. Bye.
Bye.